Today we're taking a look at these NHL matches, which are happening on Saturday, December 31st, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. Also, check out our perks and join the High Stakes membership. Joining the High Stakes membership is easy, is cheap, but it will help a lot in the growth process of this channel. Plus check out our Patreon in the link down below if you want access for our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our betting picks, we have 3 games to get into, so make sure to watch this video till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. One more thing before we start, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link in the description and comments section below. Washington Capitals vs Montreal Canadiens. The Canadiens are having a rough season with their offense struggling immensely, scoring only 2.61 goals per game, with only 6 goals in the last 4 games. Nick Suzuki, Kirby Dach, and Cole Caulfield have scored 39 goals and 42 assists, but the rest of the offense has struggled. Only 5 skaters have 7 goals or more, while only 6 skaters have 9 assists or more, and opposing defenses can eliminate the hapless offense as a result. The Canadiens are looking to pull off the upset, but the Capitals have won 8 of their last 10 games and look to control this game from the first period. The Capitals, who average 3.11 goals per game, should pile on the goals against a Canadiens defense that is allowing 3.58 goals per game, with Alexander Ovechkin, Dylan Strome, and the rest of the forward unit controlling the puck in the offensive zone and creating open shots with passes to the face-off circles and the slot. The Capitals, who allow only 2.74 goals per game, should limit the Canadiens' offense, which is scoring only 2.61 goals per game, with Nick Jensen, Dmitry Orlov, and the rest of the defensive unit creating turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting shooting lanes, allowing goaltender Charlie Lindgren to make plenty of big saves in the net. The Capitals should win the game with a dominant performance on their home ice. Our team pick is Capitals minus 1.5 goals. I am leaning towards the under in this game, even though the Canadiens are coming off a loss where they gave up 7 goals. When these teams met early in the season, the winning pick was the under in a 3-1 Washington win. Montreal has been tagged up for 15 goals in their last 3 games, and I look for them to give up a few goals in this one. Their attack has not done much lately either, as their top 2-point scorers have been struggling. While the Caps will have a good game on the attack, they will light up the scoreboard, and that added to the continuing struggles for Montreal on offense means the under is the pick for this Eastern Conference matchup. Our total pick is under the total. St. Louis Blues vs Minnesota Wild. The Wild are having a great season with their offense stepping up and scoring 3.09 goals per game. Kirill Kaprizov and Matt Zuccarello have scored 36 goals and 48 assists to lead the top line, but the entire offense has been great. Joel Eriksson, Matt Boldy, and Frederick Gaudreau have combined for 33 goals and 37 assists, while defensemen Jared Spurgeon and Kalen Addison have added 6 goals and 26 assists from the point to open up the offense. The Blues are having a promising season with their offense stepping up and scoring 3.06 goals per game. Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, and Vladimir Tarasenko have scored 35 goals and 59 assists to lead the top 2 lines, but the rest of the offense has also stepped up. Pavel Buchnevich, Brayden Schenn, and Ryan O'Reilly have combined for 29 goals and 41 assists, while defenseman Justin Falk has added 6 goals and 15 assists from the point to help open up the offense. The offense has been great, but the defense has been awful, allowing 3.58 goals per game with 16 in 4 games. Nico McColl and Justin Falk have combined for 3.1 defensive point shares, but the rest of the defense has struggled, allowing opponents to find open shots on the net at will. Additionally, goaltender Jordan Binnington has been awful in the net with a .897 save percentage and a 3.12 goals against average on 783 shots. This is going to be a great game between 2 teams eager to improve in the Central Division. The Blues look to win on their home ice, but the Wild are having a great season and look to control this game from the first period. The Wild, who average 3.09 goals per game, should pile on the goals against a Blues defense that has allowed 16 goals in their last 4 games, with Kirill Kaprizov, Matt Zuccarello, and the rest of the forward unit carrying the puck into the offensive zone and creating open shots with quick passes near the net. The Wild, who allow only 2.83 goals per game, should also limit the Blues' offense with Jared Spurgeon, Jacob Middleton, and the rest of the defensive unit, creating turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting shots on the net, allowing goaltender Marc-Andre Fleury to make plenty of big saves. The Wild should win the game with a dominant performance on the road. Our first pick is to take the Wild money line as home favorites. The Wild have been playing better on offense recently. Minnesota scored 3 goals or more in 6 of the last 9 games. They rank 19th in goals per game and 19th in shots per game. Kirill Kaprizov leads the Wild with 45 points and 20 goals. He has recorded 1 or more points in 8 of the last 10 games. Kaprizov ranks tied for 7th in the league in points. Matt Zuccarello has 39 points. Zuccarello has recorded 1 or more points in 8 of the last 10 games. The Blues have been playing better on offense recently. St. Louis scored 4 or more goals in 5 of the last 7 games. They rank 21st in goals per game and 26th in shots per game this year. Jordan Kyrou leads the team with 33 points. Kyrou leads the Blues with 17 goals. Robert Thomas has 32 points and Vladimir Tarasenko has 29 points. Braden Shen and Pavel Buchnevich each have 27 points. Both teams have been clicking on offense recently. Minnesota scored 3 goals or more in 6 of the last 9 games. Kirill Kaprizov leads the Wild with 45 points and 20 goals. He has recorded 1 or more points in 8 of the last 10 games. Kaprizov ranks tied for 7th in the league in points. The Blues have been playing better on offense recently. St. Louis scored 4 or more goals in 5 of the last 7 games. The over has hit in 7 out of the last 10 meetings between these two teams. This will be a higher scoring game and the over will hit. Our second pick is take the over, 6.5 goals. Ottawa Senators vs Detroit Red Wings. The Ottawa Senators are seeking a third straight victory. Ottawa recently lost 3 games in a row and rebounded by recording a 3-2 shootout home victory against the Bruins on Tuesday and rallied from a 3-1 deficit in a 4-3 overtime road win against the Capitals on Thursday night. The Senators need an extended winning streak to get back within reach of a playoff spot. Ottawa has recorded a strong 6-2-2 record in their last 10 games overall. Brady Tkachuk has not found the back of the net in 6 consecutive games but has 4 assists in that span. The 23-year-old star is having a productive season, leading the squad with 37 points. Tkachuk had 2 points in the win against Detroit last month. Claude Giroux ended a 3-game pointless drought with 2 helpers in Wednesday's victory. The veteran winger has 10 points this month and 31 on the year. Drake Batherson is having his best month of the season, collecting a total of 17 points. The 24-year-old winger has 2 goals in the win in Detroit earlier this month and is up to 34 points but has a poor -22 rating. Josh Norris remains out of action. The Detroit Red Wings are home after 2 road bouts. They were down 4-1 and rallied to beat the Penguins 5-4 on Wednesday night to snap a mini 2-game winning streak. Next, Detroit couldn't earn another win in a 5-3 road loss in Buffalo on Thursday night. Detroit has been inconsistent and recently lost 6 in a row earlier this month. Many expected them to challenge for a playoff spot but are 6 points out of a spot. The Red Wings scoring leader Dylan Larkin continues to shine, accumulating 5 points in his last 4 games. The veteran center has 13 goals accompanied by 19 assists on the year. Larkin was held pointless in his lone action against the Senators this season. Lucas Raymond has registered 4 points in his last 5 games. The 20-year-old winger hasn't displayed much progression from his solid rookie season, amassing 20 points in 34 games. Michael Rasmussen is enjoying his best string of games this season, accumulating 5 points in his last 3 games. The 23-year-old now has 16 points. The Senators have been competitive recently. They beat the first-place Bruins earlier this week and defeated a hot Capitals team in overtime on Thursday night. The Senators now stand at 6-2-2 in their last 8 games, including a win in Detroit in that span. The Red Wings have been hit or miss and are struggling recently. They have dropped 7 out of their last 9 games. Furthermore, Ottawa is receiving outstanding goaltending from Cam Talbot, while Detroit's number 1 goalie Ville Husso is questionable with an illness. Detroit has not been able to keep the puck out of their net, allowing 4 or more goals in 7 out of their last 10 games. Our first pick is Ottawa Senators for the win. The Ottawa Senators have been a struggling offensive team this season as they have scored 107 goals so far, which is 23rd in the NHL. They have 7 players on the injury report, so they are not going to have their depth. They have been extremely well on the power play as they have scored 37 goals on 132 power play attempts, 28.03%. They also have been shooting less than average as they have a 9 shooting percentage as a team, which is a full point below average up to this point. The Detroit Red Wings have been struggling at the puck so far as they have posted 106 total goals, which is 24th in the NHL as of this writing. They also have 7 players dealing with injuries, so they are struggling with line changes. They are a little below average as they have scored on 26 of their 123 power play attempts this season, 21.14%. The Red Wings have been a tad above league average as they are shooting 10.4% from the ice as a team. Both teams have been doing well in terms of power play percentage thus far, as Ottawa is 3rd in the NHL with a 28 power play percentage, while Detroit is 19th in the sport with a 21.1 power play percentage so far this season. Looking at the offense in the previous 3 games, the Senators are scoring 3 goals per game, while the Red Wings are averaging 5 goals per game. The over has hit in 4 of the previous 5 games against one another, so our second pick to take the over in this game as well.